Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Good morning and good afternoon. I always have to say that. It's like this impulsive thing I have now because I say it every time we get started. This is
Afternoon for a small group.
our official, I think our third community live. So hopefully it's better than the previous two. I strive for improvement. How's everybody doing? If you can find the chat in. We love the chats. We have a awesome topic today. We're actually gonna do two this week and next week. We're gonna do some holiday content, just kind of talk about some good holiday strategies. And I guess I should introduce my co-host today, Sarah Uemana. She's joining us. She actually is the creator of our holiday playbook. And I stole some content from her today, and we wanted to do a deep dive on some of the things that she put together because they're great strategies for holiday marketing and communication. And I think you guys are gonna love what we are talking about today. So,
Yes, hello everyone.
yes, thank you, Sarah. Let's see here. Everybody's
I'm reading where everybody's coming
Mm,
in for. It looks like, so I'm in Minnesota and it's pretty chilly here today. It seems like there's a few other people here that might be feeling the chill of the time of year like I am.
yeah, definitely. So, hey, Sarah, do you want to talk to us a little bit about the holiday playbook that you put together? Just give us an overview,
Sure,
maybe?
yeah. The holiday playbook really came about as a thought leadership piece that we wanted to offer to you to let you know we're with you this time of year. We know this time of year can be a little bit slower from a listing standpoint typically, and I know it's busy for a lot of people, so it's maybe hard for you as agents to continue getting your typical daily work done and that kind of thing. But the playbook really does just dive into different things that we know from a best practices standpoint are good things to focus on this time of year, and really just some tips and tricks and some products that you can use to help you through this time of year and setting you off right heading into 2025.
Yeah, thank you. I know you put a little bit of information about why having a strategic holiday marketing plan is important. And I wanted to just talk about a couple of those things before we dive in even more. Like, I think we all know holiday marketing is important, right? I think you probably have been planning some holiday communications. If you already have a plan set up, awesome. If you don't, that's probably why you're here today. But one of the best benefits of having a marketing plan is you're staying top of mind with your clients during this busy yet also slow time of year. It's busy for everybody in the sense that they're doing parties and trying to connect with family and getting all their Christmas shopping done, and probably real estate is the last thing on their mind unless they have to do it, right? We know there will always be things like, work moves or, maybe a family emergency type situation where people have to make a real estate transaction during this time of year. But it's definitely a lot slower on that aspect. And it's hard to really figure out how you stay engaged with your audience during this time and how you can stay connected with them and stay top of mind. So I think there's a couple things with that. It's, maintain the communication through the holiday and let them know you're still available, you're still there, and you're still doing real estate. So if you have somebody who is in need right now, you can capture them. And if there's not, you're just getting in front of them because they might be thinking, man, after the holidays, I really need to think about selling my house, or I really need to start looking for a new home, right? So staying in contact with them right now is positioning you, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. It's positioning you to be the person they think of first when they are ready at the beginning of the year.
And I know, Natalie, I had a lot of questions before I bought the last house that I had. And if you think about it, this time of year, as you're planning for the next year and your finances and that kind of thing, I feel like it is helpful, or it was helpful for me to know that I had an agent to go to ask those kinds of questions, and who knew that they were just helping me out along the way and not forcing me to start looking at houses or things. So it's a good thing to remind people that you're there as a resource as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and I think what's fun about the holiday communication is that you can put yourself out there in a way that you don't normally get to do, right? Like you can make it way more personal and more fun. And we'll talk about some of the messaging, but that's actually the second thing I wanted to talk about is building personal connections where you get to show appreciation for your clients and the people who have supported you in your business over the last year, or people who have ever supported you. You really get the opportunity to let your brand shine through in your messaging. And I think you can also make it an opportunity to inform your audience of what your future plans are. Like, I'm not going anywhere. We had a great year. This is what we're going to do next year. So hopefully those are helpful ideas as you start to think about what kinds of messaging you can be putting out there. Sarah, do you want to dive us into some best practices?
Sure, I'd love to. So I'm going to give you 4 best practices that we kind of pulled together. The first one is personalizing, so making sure you're very personal. Second one is going to be scheduling. Third is messaging, like Natalie touched on a little bit. And the fourth is using video. So looping back to personalization, I know that you are all successful agents and that you are smart people, and personalization is not something that's new to you, but something that's really interesting to start thinking about this time of year when it might be busy, when you maybe want to skip the personal touch just to get your holiday greetings out there. There's a lot of things that come from being personal and making sure that shows through in the type of communication that you're having with your contacts. The first is building strong relationships. So if you think about even something as simple as putting a first name or a first and last name on a piece of communication to your contacts, it's fostering that loyalty, and it really is fostering that connection that they have with you, knowing that you know who they are and that they can trust you. The second thing is that it improves engagement. So we know that tailored content resonates more. So there's lots of studies out there that say that if content that they're looking at even has a keyword or something that they have been thinking about, or something that's unique to the experience that they're having as they're looking for a house, they're gonna be more likely to engage with that piece of content. The third thing is that it strengthens your brand. So if you think about your communications this time of year, if you are taking those values that are important to you specifically as an agent yourself versus some of the other agents that you might know, your brand is very important, and pieces that you could send out or things that you can do around the holidays for your contacts really are going to show them that brand and who you are.
Yeah, and this also coming off of our business planning session we just did. Did anybody attend the business planning session, or has anybody completed the business planning kind of worksheet that we provided? If you did, chat in maybe. But I think what Sarah's talking about too is, you know, if you did the business planning, you just identified your core values and your mission statement. And so this is a prime opportunity for you to get your message out there and be proud of what your core values are and what your mission statement is for your company.
Exactly. And then 3 more things. It encourages referrals. So obviously, the more you talk to people, the more they remember you, the more they are likely to bring your name up in conversations. The 5th thing is to showcase local expertise. So this is one of those pieces that could be personalization as well, but knowing where people live, knowing where they're wanting to live, knowing that you are in that neighborhood or that community, and letting people know what you're doing in that community can personalize your communication. And then increasing retention. So clients are more likely to stay connected when they feel valued and recognized. So all these pieces together really do help with that retention, and ultimately it can drive your future business, which is what we're all looking for. And then moving on to scheduling. So this is something that I hadn't really thought about prior to kind of thinking about what we wanted to talk to you guys about. But if you think about it, this time of year, you're getting lots of communication on the actual holiday itself. Thanksgiving, for instance, I know I got a ton of emails that said Happy Thanksgiving right on the day of Thanksgiving. So you want to really think about and be very, very strategic on when you want to send your message. So there is data out there that suggests that sending it up to a week before is a good idea. You obviously have to tailor your messaging a little bit so that it's, you know, maybe it says something like, hope this finds you well as you finish up your Christmas shopping or whatever it might be. But sending it a week before could get more attention than on the day of the holiday. And then just really keeping yourself top of mind makes it important for when you get that out to them. Maybe sending it a week before can encourage some of your contacts to bring you up in conversations. They're going to be with a lot of family and friends if they're starting to think about their next year's plans, or the fact that they, you know, either have to do some home projects or they might start thinking about moving, then that conversation comes up when they're with those family and friends. And the more that your name is top of mind with any of those people, the more likely it is to get passed around between all those different people.
Yes. I have a lot of questions. I brought up the business planning and a lot of people are asking where we can get that. I'm going to grab the link to the course and I'll throw that into the chat here in just a second. But I do love that, Sarah, when you're talking about scheduling, because I mean, the reality is I think our autopilot goes, oh, send on Thanksgiving or send on Christmas. And we really don't want to do that. We want to avoid that and get in front of the messaging. One, on the holiday itself, people are not going to be checking their emails. They don't really want to be looking at that. Two, getting in front of it, like Sarah said, gives them an opportunity to kind of remember you and think of you and start thinking about things. And then also, thank you, Jessica, for throwing that in there. And maybe your name comes up in conversation at some of these holiday parties, and that is such an added bonus for you. And then the other thing is, you know, the closer you get to the holiday, I think people are starting to send more and more messages, and you don't want to get lost in the mix of that. So, I mean, honestly, if you can set aside time this week and make this part of your morning cup of KV Core or Bold Trail or morning cup of tech, and make sure that you spend time getting your messaging out this week, this is going to be prime time for you. And that's why we wanted to do this session this week. So, okay, Sarah, I will let you keep going on with your messaging. Oh, we lost your audio.
Yes, you did. Weird.
There we go.
I'm back. So the third thing is messaging, and messaging is the most exciting part, I think, partly because I'm in marketing, so messaging is exciting for me. But when you go to send your communications, you really want to be thoughtful about making it easy to consume, really being approachable and talking about things like personal highlights. So I know that every time I see somebody that I haven't seen in a while, or family or friend, it's how are you doing? What's new in your life? So feel empowered to give them some personal highlights. Let them know how many homes you've sold this year, or what your community involvement has been this last year. Give them some family updates. If that's part of the value of who you are as an agent, and you want to get close to your sellers and buyers by telling them more about your family, then include that in your end of the year recap. And we kind of call it that, like a personal recap of your year is a good way to communicate this time of year to your customer base. Market highlights, so let them know that you know what's going on in the market. Tell them what the local trends are. Let them know what next year's predictions are. I know in the industry, there's been a lot of concerns and things about, you know, are there enough houses on the market? What is next year going to look like? Is this the right time for me to start moving forward? So give them some of that information in these communications so that they know what to expect this next year. Client success stories are another good thing to put in there. And then also give them a thank you. So a personal connection of, thank you for engaging and having a conversation about your next year's plans, or thank you for purchasing a house this last year. Give them that personal thank you, even if you've done it before. It's another good time of year to just really bring up how thankful you are for the people that you are connected with through your business and your industry.
Yes, I love that. Got a couple questions coming in, and actually there's a couple things I wanted to highlight. So Valentina just messaged and said, do a Christmas pop by with a follow-up video for an extra touch closer to Christmas. It takes some work, but clients and potential clients will appreciate it. And I love that, Valentina. That's actually one of our top tools that we'll get into, is using video to create more of a personal touch. And it's so easy to do. We love video. I'll dive into that later because I get really passionate about it, but we have some cool stats on video. But I also, if you guys have something that you do around the holidays for messaging or a way to connect, throw it in the chat. We would love to hear what you do. And then Christine asked, how soon can you do a year in review? Should you wait until after Christmas, or is it okay to start sooner? I think right now is fine. I think right now is a prime time for you to do that. And maybe kind of as a prep for the coming new year, right? Like, here's what we've done this year. We're excited for the coming year. You can make whatever messaging you want. I love the year in review as a strategy, and whether you do that right now or that's maybe your New Year's strategy, either way, I think it's wonderful. The other one I also love is this tradition of sending a holiday message either from your family or from your business. So if you're on a team, or if you work with some agents, or if you've got like a transaction coordinator, whoever's helping you, you kind of say, hey, this from our group to your family, wanted to let you know we're thinking of you. And you can just kind of make that a tradition where you do it every year. And, depending on who you're sending it to, maybe you have a message for your sphere, and then you have a message for people who you're not so close with, right? And with your sphere, you could send a family message. I've seen agents do this year after year after year, and it's cool because you get to see how their family grows and that they're continuing to be successful in business. And it's really endearing, and it's a great way to connect. And then as far as the business goes, if you want to just kind of the same thing with your business, it shows what your core business is and how that has grown over the years. And it allows your audience and your clients to be a part of that and feel really included in that. Would you suggest a reel for the year in review? Have it only as a post, or send it to your databases and emails? Well, yeah, both. Why not? Hit them all. And you could just do, you can do a video, you could do a reel, you could make a nice looking email template that's like, hey, these were my highlights from the last year. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I think you just look and see what things stood out to you and make it a really positive kind of experience. And maybe your call to action on this is to just get them to connect with you and be like, I'd love to hear your highlights, right? And allow them to reach out to you and foster a connection that way. It doesn't have to do anything with real estate, but you're including your brand in this messaging, and that's how it's going to tie back to you and keep you top of mind. So
yeah, Natalie, you just reminded me of kind of the last piece of this messaging that I wanted to highlight, and that's always make sure that you have a call to action. So something for them to really do once they see this and interact with whatever it is. That can be thanking them for, or telling them to let you know if they're thinking about buying and selling in the next year, if they want to just have a chat around, what do they need to do to understand the market better and know when the best timing is, or it can be what Natalie just said, and connecting that way. So I think that call to action is a big piece there. And I was just thinking with what you were talking about with Christine too, one of the things that I've noticed is that my real estate agent, who I haven't worked with in the last 3 years, is very consistent on sending a Christmas card to us with kind of the same type of information on the back every year. And I can't offhand remember exactly what it says, but it's basically his year in review. And I think the thing that's maybe important to start thinking as you're building it out, if you haven't done it before, is consistency is key too, so that that group that you send it to, your contact base, if they see kind of the same thing every year, they're going to start anticipating it and looking for it too. So maybe think about something that could be easily recreated and being consistent year after year.
Yeah, and then I also think, you know, on the CTA, it doesn't necessarily have to be a strong, you know, contact me about real estate. It could be something as simple as, you know, we're enjoying the holiday season. I hope you have a safe and happy holiday season. Remember, I'm never too busy for you, you know, and feel free to reach out if you have questions. So leaving that line open, because I know I'm a person who I go, I don't want to bug them right now. I don't want to bother them. So just let them know you're there and you're available. If you are, if you're not, then of course, you know, go enjoy your holiday time. But I think the more you leave lines open for people, you're going to have them reaching out. And also remember, people often reach out a few months before they're really ready to transact. So if they start talking to you right now, that could be setting something up for you in, you know, February, March, April, when the spring market picks up. So just some of that forward thinking, you've got to have your mindset in the right place there.
All right, well, I know we want to get to tools a little bit here too, so I'll talk
Yeah.
about the fourth thing here was using video, which we touched on a little bit because a couple of people had that idea already. So Natalie's going to go into that a little bit, but really video is a crucial, easy way to offer communication that's going to be highly engaging, personal, it's effective. We have data that proves that, and it's just a really good way to connect with your audience. So I'll leave it at that. Just getting you excited about the fact that video is important, and Natalie will touch on it a little bit in the tools here as well.
Yeah, I haven't been posting these sessions, but if you guys want to be able to see our community lives in review, I can post them to the community. I just had someone ask if we'll be sharing it. We haven't, but I'm happy to do that. We just haven't been putting them in course format because they're just a little bit less formal. So
That people love them. That's awesome.
yeah, it makes me happy. So I just wanted to show this one slide here. So these are our tools, holiday campaigns and video. These are our top two messaging tools for holiday season. The campaigns we love because it's set it and forget it. They're super easy. You can do one touch point, or you could do one email template and schedule it out. The holiday campaigns are great because you can make them date based. So you could spend 30 minutes one day and set up all of your holiday campaigns or your monthly campaign for every month, and then just turn it on and forget about it. All you have to do is add it to people, to their contact record when they come into the database. You can send a holiday campaign to everybody, everyone. If you make your messaging generic enough, anyone can be included in these holiday messages or these monthly touch points. You can personalize the communication a bit more. You've got total control. Even if you do our done for you versions, you can still go and edit those and make them even more personalized. So you can create these on your own. And I am going to go in and just show you how to get started creating a date-based campaign. And then in the marketplace, if you are scrambling and you don't have time to do this and you just want to buy some pre-made holiday templates, we have those available in the marketplace too, under the done for you tile. So video, we love video for all the reasons we've already talked about. And we also, we love because it can be used in text, email, smart campaigns, all sorts of different channels. You can, you know, video is really popular on social media. I also think, you know, 15 years ago, it was all about getting your headshot up. Make sure you've got an agent profile photo. And if you don't have a profile photo today, you're 15 years behind the curve. I just want to throw that out there. But today, what's important is video. It's all about video. So, you know, go get comfortable recording some videos. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a pro. The real important thing there is it makes people feel connected to you. They want to see the authentic you. They want to, you know, see all of your personality and your flaws. And that's what's really actually endearing to people. And that's what makes them build trust and connection with you. We see 68% higher conversion rates. The engagement rates higher, click rates are higher. And then we also see a much higher response rate when you use video. So if you have core video or premium video, you can use that with your campaigns as well. If you don't, it's very low cost. Oh, whoops, look at me. We'll go ahead and just stop sharing now. Maybe. I feel like I'm having a rookie day all of a sudden. But yeah, very low cost core video. You actually have 10 individual videos you can use for free. And I know I'm using that kind of interchangeably, but the core video and the premium video, the naming convention is just different based on which CRM you have access to. So,
And if you haven't tried premium video before, it should prompt you for a 30-day free trial when you go into premium video. So
right.
feel free to take advantage of that too. This is a great time of year to do that because then you can try it and really utilize those 30 days to make some great things happen.
That's
And I
right.
just want to say too that, a lot of people are a little bit nervous about doing video, but I think the difference between, like Natalie, as you were saying, the headshot and then moving on to video and how they kind of compare to like 15 years ago and now, if you think back to the headshot, like it was important to get your hair right and your pose right. And it was this one image that would be there for a very long time. The cool thing about video is that you just need to get on. It's really not important what's behind you. I mean, obviously there's some constraints to that, but it's not important what's behind you. It's not even really important what you're wearing as long as it's not pajamas. I wouldn't recommend pajamas. But it's
Right.
just, it's fun for you to get on there and be your authentic self. So
Yeah. I've got some questions coming in about the 10 videos for evergreen content. I have my top 5, Ray, and I can send you a list of that. Zeta, you can integrate BombBomb. In fact, core video, premium video is powered by BombBomb, and we can get you some instructions on how to do that too. We'll send those resources after the session though, because I want to make sure we get into how to set up the campaign. So if you just go to your marketing tab, this is the same whether you've got a KV Core platform or a Bold Trail platform. You just click on marketing and then you'll have a smart campaign tile here. So you click into manage campaigns. And then, so we have these done for you holiday templates. There are campaigns for New Year's, Martin Luther King Day, Valentine's Day, President's Day, pretty much any holiday you can go.
it's all the major Canada and US holidays.
Yep, US and Canadian holidays. So you can do that and you can actually pretty easily, if I wanted to come in here and edit this campaign, I just click edit and then I'll go into the advanced email template editor. And then you can change out, if you want to change out the photo, you can. If you want to update any of the messaging, you can. If you just want to add in a core video section, super easy. You just drag and drop that over to where you want it placed. And then if you've got premium video, you've got a previously recorded video, you just come in and say which one you want to use. Or you can even actually hit add video and record one right from this modal. It's an inline editor, inline recording. So I'm just going to select that one and it just populates it right into your template. Super easy. Save it. And then
Natalie, another tip if you're putting video into a communication like that, saying something about watch the video or having the word video in the email subject line itself is a lot more engaging because people know there is a video to go in there and watch.
Great point. I love that. Yeah, videos get a lot more interaction. So if they think they got to watch something, like Sarah said, just maybe alter your subject line to say, watch my New Year video message or something like that. Okay. So if you're creating your own campaign from scratch, it's really not as bad as you think. What you're going to do is just click that green add campaign button. You're going to select your scope. If you're an admin, you will have to select if you want it for your office or for a specific agent. If you're an agent, it'll just have your name right here and that'll be your campaign scope. These ones are going to be a specific date occurs because you're going to set these up by whenever you want your delivery date to be. So for this, if I want to send my holiday message out on Friday, I'm going to select December 14th. And I can have it run annually, but if I'm gonna update my message every year, I'm not gonna do the run annually. So I'm not gonna do that today. And then you can have optional qualifiers. I might do something like add a hashtag for holiday campaign. Hashtag is holiday campaign. And then every time you get a new lead, you add that hashtag. And what will happen is that will trigger this campaign to start. So you can either add the hashtag or you can just go manually add the campaign to all of your new leads. And then we're just gonna hit next. This is gonna go to everybody because it's designed for everyone. We'll set up our holiday campaign. I'll say 2024. And I want it to always run. That means that even if I have other campaigns on, this one's still gonna run alongside those. Then you're just reviewing your details, hit finish, and now you have a holiday campaign 2024 that is just a shell of this campaign. So now I'm going to come in and add an action. I want this action to be an email. I want this one to, oh, I'm going to create a new template actually. So this will be happy holidays. I'm going to use my advanced email editor, and you can pull an image in here.
Natalie, can you stop right there for just a second? We have a question in the Q&A that asks what other types of videos you can put in there. Can you use that with YouTube links was one of the questions, because I think they saw in there other video things you could pull over.
Yeah, let me put this image in here. Actually, here. Let me actually trash that and I will show you.
And while you're figuring that out, I have had a couple questions here about finding the Done For You holiday campaigns. There's actually a tile on the marketplace, and I will grab the link to that right now for you and get it in the chat here.
So the other videos you can use are YouTube or Vimeo. So you can totally do that. If you are using Core Video, you want to use that premium video icon here. It'll either say Core Video or Premium Video, but the icon is this cute little diamond with the play button. So you add your video, whichever it is you want to use, add in a so all your content is in this content tab. Usually we like to add an image with a, something that's reminiscent of the holiday. And then you can add your text box and put your message here. You can add in, if you want to use merge tags in here. So you could say to your client's first name. Those are super easy. You just click on it and it populates. Happy holidays. And you just type in your message and it's that simple, right? And then I can also come in and add a merge tag that is my signature.
Natalie, we just had a question that your screen's a little bit small to be able to see, but we have a recording of this as well. So we'll make sure to share how to do all this in a way you can take a better, closer look.
Yeah. In fact, I have a Smart Campaign course and I have an adding video to Smart Campaigns course. So you guys can take a look at those too in the Bold Academy. But it's that simple. So you just find the content you want, drag and drop it into the place you would like, add your message, and then save your template. And then you add your template name, December 2024. Name your action. This is a email with video. It's from me, the agent, to the contact, and I want this to start on the start date. Now, if I go in and I create something for January, instead of starting on the start date, the campaign start date, I'm going to have it start on a specific date, and then I can pick when in January I want this touch point to go out, if that makes sense. Yeah, videos can be sent in text message. The format's a little bit different. I would just recommend go and send yourself a video through text and through email and see what that looks like so you can get the full experience. But yeah, like Sarah said, if you don't want to go and create all of these, you don't have time, you don't know what you want to say, we have the pre-made campaigns. They are very inexpensive and it's the full year of campaigns for you. So really that's all I wanted to cover. I just wanted to show you guys. And then, you know, once that's actually set up and ready to go, you just come back into your campaigns and you just hit this toggle to turn it on. And that's on and running for you. Anybody have any questions before we wrap up? I know we're a few minutes over, but I just wanted to make sure we got into some of that tactical stuff. And
There was
you know
one
what?
question,
Yeah.
Natalie, on BombBomb and Core Video. So I'm putting a help article in the chat for that item.
Right.
If the link I sent doesn't work, that is, so we have some people still on Bold Trail or some people on Bold Trail and some people still on KV Core. If that link doesn't work, just type in premium video into the help articles and you'll find a video that talks about premium video and how to integrate BombBomb and things as well.
Yeah, and here just real quick, if you go to the marketplace and you're just gonna look for done for you services.
No, Natalie, there's actually a new one now.
Oh, is it?
It's
Oh, we separated.
premium campaigns is the one you're going to want to
Oh,
click on.
awesome. Good thing you're on here.
Done for
Great.
you services will also get you there, but we have a new premium campaigns tile that leads you to both situational campaigns, which are great for all year long, and then holiday campaigns, which is the one that Natalie just referred to.
Yep. So premium campaigns, learn more. You can see some videos on what are the differences and yeah, check that out. It's pretty cool. We'll actually add in a link to the holiday playbook in the community and some of these other resources I promised. We'll go back through our chats and see what you guys are asking for, and we'll make some posts in the community. So you should be able to check that here probably in the next couple hours, and we'll have some of those resources posted in there for you. I think that wraps us up unless we've got more questions or if you have
I
anything
think the
else.
only other question is, do we know when Bold Academy will be replacing KV Core? They are rolling that out right now. Natalie, do you know the final date for everyone to be on Bold Academy? I haven't heard Bold
I
Trail,
think it depends on the company you're with. So I know we have a pretty
but
big
it's
migration happening this week, and you should be able to ask your broker or company admin for migration information. They will have that specifically for your account. And you may have an email if you're migrating, you'll have an email, or when you log in after the migration, you'll have a message that pops up and you'll be able to see. So yeah, look for Bold Trail migration info. But either way, these strategies are usable in any platform. We've made sure to make sure that they're things that everybody has available. So Eric, if you're a solo agent, as in you're the account owner, you'll probably be migrating. I'd like to say you'll be migrating this week, but can you actually just message into chat to our support team and they can confirm that for you? I don't want to give dates because I'm not 100% sure and I don't want to give anybody incorrect information, but our support team will be able to look that up for you and see when you're migrating and give you more information. Let's see. Max, oh, I see, Sarah, you're answering that. The holiday campaigns don't exist unless you purchase them. And that's why we were walking through, if you want to just create your own, you just start from scratch. And then Lillian is asking, can Canva be integrated? We don't have a Canva integration, but if you want to, you can upload Canva as like a background for your premium video when you're recording. There's some different things that you can do to incorporate that. Or if you want to add a Canva design into the advanced email editor, you could upload that as an image. So yeah, there's some things you can do to use your Canva designs. So these are not the season 2, Christine. Christine's asking if the season 2, what we're gonna do, we did our season 1 and we got feedback that it was a lot of information and it was over a really extended period of time. And even though it was great and everybody loved it, we decided to go more short form. So we're gonna do 2 live sessions. Well, 2 live webinars, structure webinars with Jack and I, or with, me and another host. And we'll dive into some content just like we did in season 1 and provide some resources. And then we'll do a lot more of these lives when we have things that we want to just be able to dive in and talk about and have more communication with you. And these will be less formal like what we've been doing here. And we'll do those right in the community, just like what you signed up for and logged into today. Okay, well, thanks for sticking with us and hanging out. And I will send, like I said, I'll post everything in the community. So make sure you go back in and check that out later on. And if we missed anything in the chat or the Q&A, we'll make sure we review all of those and we'll message you individually. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Hope you all have a great
Thanks,
week.
everyone.
And we will see you next week for our second Holiday Hustle Community Live.
Thanks for letting me join, Natalie.
Thanks, Sarah.